You and we need to talk. So, you're thinking about college and which colleges would be the best to apply to. And what better way to research colleges than checking the college rankings? After all, these rankings are for finding the best colleges, right? Not exactly. College rankings can be helpful, but they should definitely not be the only factor going into your college search. Today, we are going to decode college rankings so you can understand how to effectively use them in your search for colleges. Hello there, my name is Dylan Nellis. I am a college admissions coach at collegeessayadvice.com, and I am an undergraduate studying at Stanford University. If you're watching this, you're probably thinking about or in the process of developing your college list. Meaning, which colleges are you going to apply to? And I'm going to help you make this process a million times easier and sort all the chaos in your brain with a free tool I'm giving you today. I have created a template in ClickUp just for you that is specifically designed for your college applications. It's called the Admissions Assistant, and it's going to help you organize all of your tasks and to-dos so you understand what needs to be done, what's in progress, and what you've already completed. It'll also help you organize all of your notes when you're doing research for colleges. It's such a handy tool. I actually use ClickUp for everything that I do, and I promise this is not an ad. It's just something that I think is useful and I want to share with you. It's just so awesome because for each task, you can put the specific due date, which auto-populates a calendar, and you can input links to perhaps the document to your essay or the website of a specific college that you don't want to lose. And in addition to the task management platform and the calendar, you can also organize all of your notes in one place. And this is just going to be so handy dandy when you're researching colleges and using the information that I'm about to tell you. So you can get it for free right here. The link is also in the description, so you can easily just click it and get it. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing you need to do is understand the ranking methodology. You need to understand that not all college rankings are created equal. For example, on the US News and World Report, those college rankings take into consideration things like graduation rate and faculty resources, while on Forbes, they focus on alumni salaries and student satisfaction. So there's all these factors that go into it, and these different organizations weight these factors differently, and you probably weight those factors differently too when you're deciding on which college to apply to. So because of that, you can't just live by a college ranking. Sure, the school may be number one, number two, whatever, but is that the best school for you and for what you actually want to do? So really consider the methodology to your own ranking process. What factors are most important to you? Is it about the major that they have, the type of program, what they offer, the class sizes, the campus resources, the student groups and organizations to get involved, the network, alumni network connections? Or is it about the type of research opportunities or the facilities that the colleges offer? So just make sure that the ranking that you're looking at or that you're deciding for yourself actually aligns with your own priorities. So now I want to challenge you to look beyond the numbers. The rankings can be helpful in terms of a starting point, but it's just not the whole story. So you really need to ask yourself, what kind of environment am I looking for? What kind of campus culture do I want? When I was applying to colleges, I felt like this was a really fun mind exercise where I had to actually sit down, close my eyes, and just imagine myself at a specific school and think, is that right for me? Like, what will my day-to-day look like? How will I get to my classes? What kind of classes will I be taking? With what kind of professors? In what kind of facilities? And then after my classes are over, what kind of extracurriculars do I have going on? What opportunities are available to me? How will this university support my career interests? So take some time and really imagine for yourself, what does an ideal college experience look like for you? And which schools have that? In order to figure this out, you're gonna have to do a lot of digging into the school's website. And I don't just mean like the front page of the website, because you'll find in your research that a college's website has a million different websites within it. If you click on the department or major that you want to go for, you're going to find that that takes you to a different website because there's a whole other website just for that department. You may find that certain organizations and extracurricular activities within that school have their own separate websites. The professors who teach at that university will probably have their own separate websites. There are just so many websites that you can just keep going onto and clicking around. And I really encourage you to do that because a lot of students just don't. But this is going gonna help you make a way better decision in terms of which colleges to apply for, which colleges are actually suited for you. And another excellent thing is that if you take notes on all of these opportunities that they have at that school and you put it in that free tool that I gave you, you're gonna be able to look back at it and use those things for your essays. Yes, that is right. Now, I am specifically talking about the essay that asks, why do you want to go to this school? Which a lot of colleges ask. So you want to be prepared when you're starting early doing this research now. One thing about me, I am always going to teach you how to save time and work smart, not hard. So this is one of those strategies that I'm giving you today. In addition to digging deep on the school's website and taking lots of notes, I really recommend you actually talk to someone who goes to the school, so you get that inside look into what it's like to be a student there. Because take me as an example. I go to Stanford. I know it's ranked as number 1 in a lot of reportings, or number 2, or whatever. It's ranked really highly. But that doesn't mean that the school is perfect. And I speak from experience as someone who goes there. I see lots of problems with the school all the time, and certain things that maybe I wouldn't have liked, and certain things about the campus culture that is really unique to Stanford. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, what is she talking about? What is that thing? I actually have a whole video on Stanford's grind culture and how I think that really harms student well-being. So that is a really interesting video to check out if you are thinking about Stanford. I just think, with the type of students that they admit, they tend to be extremely high achieving, and a lot of that workaholic mindset can really be detrimental to our mental health. And that's just one thing. So like I said, talk to the people who actually go to that school. And if you're like, I have no idea how to find them, then you can even start by just looking online, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. A lot of people make YouTube videos about their specific university, or TikToks as well. And don't be afraid to hit them up. A lot of times students will be very welcoming and happy to answer any questions that you have. Another way that you can actually get a face-to-face conversation with a current student is if you do a campus tour, because then you'll be on the campus with lots of students around and you can just go up to one or go up to your tour guide and ask them some questions. One time I was just standing around in the theater building of Stanford, and some parents and a kid walked over, and they weren't with a tour guide or anything. They were just walking around, and they noticed me and they asked me some questions about the theater opportunities at Stanford, and I was happy to give them some information. The next thing we're going to talk about is the financial aspect. I know it's really, really tempting to just focus on the top prestigious schools, but you have to really consider the investment that will go into that as well, because colleges really differ in terms of their financial aid packages. It is not all the same, and some schools are a lot more generous than other schools. It also really, really depends on your financial circumstance. So I talk about this more in my video on college prestige, which you can watch over here. So if your family is on the higher end of the income bracket, then top schools are going to cost a pretty penny. Really top, prestigious, competitive schools don't really give merit aid most of the time. You'll have to check for each college, but this is the general way of how it works. They don't give a lot of merit aid, meaning it's not based on your grades or your scores or your leadership or whatever. Instead, they focus solely on need-based aid, so based on your family's income. So if you are in that higher income bracket, you may also want to consider applying to schools that are less competitive, because those types of schools will actually give lots of generous merit aid. I'm talking lots of thousands of dollars in merit aid if you have a really good application, really good scores and whatnot. Now, on the other hand, if your family is considered low income, then these top colleges will actually give you a lot of money to attend their school, because they give you so much need-based aid and they tend to be very generous with that. Whereas at other, maybe less competitive universities, they don't have as much need-based aid to give, but there can still be merit aid possibilities, but it may end up even being more expensive at a less competitive university and less expensive at a more competitive university. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, just go back and rewatch what I just said. Just please, please, please make sure to remember that if you're listening to this, you need to actually check each college and their financial situation so that you understand what it is for them, because it really varies on a case-by-case basis. Now, at the end of the day, no matter what your family income is, it's important for you to assess what is the most important factor for you going into this. So depending on what you want from college, a more expensive school may actually be worth it to you. if it has all those resources and opportunities and networks and campus culture that align with your goals. So like anything, just make sure to weigh those costs and pros and cons carefully. So ultimately, the decision comes down to you and what your priorities are, your goals, your values, what you're looking for. So don't just look at the college rankings and think that that's the school that you need to aim for, when it might not be. And also keep in mind, if a lot of other people are getting in your ears, like parents, teachers, friends, whatever, and telling you you need to do a certain thing, just make sure that this thing is actually something that you want for yourself too. Because the last thing you want is to commit to something huge that's going to change your life, but it's actually not what you want at all and doesn't give you the things that you're looking for. Because it's not other people who are going to go to this university, it's you. You're the one who's actually going to be on that campus spending 4 years there, so you want to make sure that this is the best decision for you. I want you to feel comfortable, supported, and excited about wherever you go. All right, I hope that provided some insight. I would love if you could put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from this video, or if you had any light bulb moments with any tips or advice that I shared. And on this channel, I have a wealth of information regarding college applications and essays, so make sure to subscribe and check those out as well. And when you've started the application process and you've created a college essay that you're ready to get reviewed, my team of editors at top-ranked universities are so eager to help you out. You can submit your essay to us at collegeessayadvice.com/editing, and we'll get it back to you in 1 to 5 days, super fast. We will give you detailed feedback on everything you need to do to make your essay stand out and become much stronger for admissions. So I welcome you to take advantage of this opportunity as well. All right, that is it for today. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.